They were 2-2. Two teams.
No, I'm just joking.
So we're back again at game number 5, and we do see the Rise answered by the Silas. Pretty standard this split. They banned Impact off.
Yeah, they just don't want to. I mean, Rice is like a good ban at this point at 9-6 just because it has the flexibility of it. Impact is really good with his game plan, late game insurance. Jace, they don't want that early bully. Silas, broken champion 9.6, flexible in up to 3 roles. You don't want to see that just because like he can just like 1v9. Tom Kench, they recognize the power that even if you just continuously target him, he's gonna do that. So what do you answer here last with? They don't want to see the Son of Taric, so just don't get rid of that. And let me guess, they're gonna pay priority on the Rek'Sai, right?
Kindred wasn't banned, so maybe they're not gonna do it.
Why don't you just take Jarvan here?
Yeah, exactly.
Just take Jarvan.
It's open.
And if Impact picks Vladimir, you send the Jarvan top. Jarvan destroys Vladimir top. Oh,
they prioritize the Galio.
So that's good. But then again, that just
why couldn't they get the Tahm Kench themselves?
I don't know. Maybe they're just not confident with it.
Top was not a good.
But here's the thing: you can pick Jarvan early on, and then you flex the Jarvan between top lane and jungle. So therefore, if they pick a Jarvan counter, you send him then towards the jungle. If they pick somebody that does not counter Jarvan, you can go and get a good lane with Jarvan, and you get Tiamat. So and you get a high priority jungler, or a better jungler than Jarvan. Someone that can do better than Jarvan, but you really need to hide him for later on. This is why the flex pick is really important.
I mean, but then again, you also have the broken mechanic from Jarvan, that key called E. 20% attack speed on everybody around you. I wonder how that is gonna come.
You could have had a Kai'Sa with that immediately, or maybe a Vayne, rather than.
So why? What do they do here? Oh my God! Please tell me that TSM picks the Varus here. Dude, that would be so insane. Like, can you imagine that bot lane? Like protection, Varus, Galio. Like that Braum is dead level 6.
Yes. You're not mistaken
here.
here.
Of the Skarner.
Yeah, I actually picked Ezreal to Braum, so I mean.
But why Ezreal? Why? Oh my God.
Yeah, that old opportunity is gone.
But why not here pick up Vladimir, flex flick? Like you're already sacking your lane. Like you know what happened, and you're gonna go, okay, so Zoe, that's good. Like the Zoe is good, but I just imagine if they would have taken Varus and Zoe.
Vayne, like maybe Varus with the yeah.
Varus, Vayne, Varus, Zoe. With that comp is super solid already.
Yeah.
So what are they gonna pick here? Ooh.
Oh, sorry. Let's wait for it to buffer.
You gotta buffer it. Buffer it. Are they gonna go for the Talia? Are they for Talia really?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Ban the Jarvan. Don't want the Jarvan in the game.
Who banned the Jarvan? Team Liquid? Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm telling you. Jarvan first pick for TSM. That's what they should have picked. It's just the answer. Jarvan answers a lot of things. I'm telling you. There's like that champion is not balanced if you play it properly. Early game, assassination potential. Late game, you have peeling potential, creating terrain. And by the way, your W also slows enemies around you. Like that's just broken.
That's
yes.
Really good, yeah.
Like that's so broken. Then you get a Sterax, get to your second rotation of your spells. That's broken.
You give the attack speed as you mentioned with the E, with the Dragon Flag.
Very high priority.
You just have to be careful with it and just be smart. That's it. That's all you have to do.
And we're back again. Thank God. Oh come on.
Well, Kane and Dodo seems to be better than Six and Mr. Goldman.
Yeah, it's true. We get the Silver ban and we get the Jarvan ban.
I mean, yeah, you want to do that versus, but I mean, do you think they're gonna go? I mean, this is what I don't understand. You literally just played Ezreal into the Varus, and Varus just beat your Ezreal, and then you banned Sivir.
You let the Varus go open, and you don't even respond with anything.
But why instead of that, don't you like? No, I think like blue side is better for you to have like 5 OPs open, so you can take 1 OP, they take 2, then you take the other 2. You have 3 versus 2. You have 3 OPs.
Yeah.
Why not do that instead, like for like draft, and then you just like accommodate because 2 of them should be like flexible. and then you can just accommodate to that.
I
Just
still don't
how
understand
plans
that.
go.
I still don't understand the Ezreal and why was the Ezreal gone. E
Yeah, why not like? Yeah, the Ezreal pick is kind of like.
I mean, I guess at some point, whenever you are in a situation like that, you just want to do something. 1 second.
okay. We go for an Aurelia ban. And we're waiting for Immortal Object to return so we can carry on.
Come back.
Okay, welcome back. So they went for the Aurelia ban as a last ban.
I mean, because that's like stuff that you should actually be picking.
We get the LeBlanc. Jensen's not very famous for his LeBlanc, but he's good with it nonetheless. And they ban Impact out. 2 champions banned from Impact.
I mean, 3 if you consider the rise.
If you consider the rest, yeah.
Ooh, flex on them.
And the Vayne.
Pick is really good.
Double-less Vayne.
The team is like it's poised for a big thing.
But then he opts out for the Kai'Sa.
That's
Just
the same thing.
repositioning.
I mean,
but
Mhm.
like the thing is that like Bane is good, but Kaisa has the repositioning capacity and invisibility. So I mean, Bane has it too, but
Don't
she
forget
can
that
help.
any of them, if any of them ult, she can just ult Q. Like Skana can pull a target into isolation, then ult Q from Kai'Sa. That's approximately 500 damage, excluding her auto attacks. Maybe more if her Q was empowered. The top lane with the Akali and Smoothie.
get early priority with top lane, but
Another Rek'Sai
Like-
pick.
I mean, but like you just got out jungled by Skarner, and your answer is to pick that. Why
You
don't
allow
pick
the
something
champions to go
yeah,
3
why not-
times
yeah,
in a
why
row.
Not, like, remove
Sejuani?
Yeah.
Why not Sejuani? Sack, something cool like that. Oh, look at that, Yorick. Split pushing 4-1 potential.
Vladimir.
See, I told you that's why you had picked the because then at this point because you had that Jarvan right there, you send the Jarvan versus Vladimir. I did not see this, but I'm telling you, Jarvan so good into Vladimir.
Yes. Yes, that's why you
So
flex
good.
pick the Jarvan. This
Yeah.
is ridiculous. That you can tell that from the draft. This is
I mean,
not
it's
going
okay.
TSM's way.
Maybe they have like maybe Team Liquid's staff has more experience and they kind of like got their number and TSM staff and like I don't know how much capacity they give the players to make decisions because I mean it just varies coach to coach, but I mean they just failed to adapt and saw that like there was a couple problems. One of the like that Rice probably should have been a Skarner because it was an issue for you in 2 games in a row.
Hmm.
This is the reason why you're in game 5. Why just not get rid of that and force him into something else? Make the
yeah,
Jarvan
and the Skarner
different.
it's like very good pick potential too.
When
And that's what they're doing.
we saw when Smithy was on something other than this Kana, he wasn't shining a lot, and Acadian had free reign on him with the Hecarim game, and he had a free reign on the game 1. So
Why didn't they pick Hecarim?
Ah.
Hecarim was open.
here's the thing, I have no idea.
Like the Hecarim.
Yeah.
So you see, like that's what I'm saying. Like first pick on TSM. Why not pick like the Jarvan, and then pick like the? I mean, I'm guess that's what they've been practicing, and then that's just kind of like you're at a point where you just have to play what you practice, go with it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, they're both good players. It's just I don't think it's the player's fault. I think the draft was trolling. I think their staff trolled them.
Yes,
That's all right.
because you play 2
Everybody-
perfect games and then you do nothing.
It's just hard. It's hard to be 2-0. Like honestly, it's hard to be 2-0 because it's just like it's as soon as you have that stop, you have to be able to restart that fire again. Otherwise, you can get in a bad situation.
But at the same time, we saw teams.
Slow down the momentum.
Yeah, but we saw teams like SKT in this week. They 3-0'd Griffin, and Griffin's not an easy team to 3-0. They even tried to put a new strategy by the Pantheon Talia. But you do once you're 2-0, the enemy team also has pressure on it not to make a mistake. Yes, they have nothing to lose. That if they lose this game, it's they're losing anyway. But at the same time, losing in one way is different from losing in another. So,
I mean,
like Smithy here is going for the top side. LeBlanc, joined by LeBlanc.
maybe TSM needs a sports psychologist so that he can help the coach and the players.
I think they do have
Set. But he's probably not very good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's just so many things I don't understand. You know, I mean, they're probably there because they've earned being there. So I mean, they probably had another idea as to what to do. And I mean, in hindsight, and I mean, I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen these games before, but like, it's easy to see these games from like you know, it's a lot of pressure once you're like in front of a bunch of people. It's hard, you know, it's hard, and you know, makes sense. Like everybody makes mistakes, and I mean, I'm sure TSM is gonna pick themselves up back from this, and they're gonna, you know, have a really good split. Probably gonna face off again versus Team Liquid, because you know, Team Liquid, once they start getting a hold of it, you know, you've seen them in finals for a bunch of time now, and you know how they do it. It's just consistency and just going for what it works. And if it's not broken, don't fix it. Ooh,
What a shame the Q was on cooldown. He could have dealt more damage on the LeBlanc. Misses the paddle style, but that's fine. He's winning the trade early on. He just used his second corrupting potion, so he's gonna heal more.
full committing for that. Jensen actually does burn
Ignite.
because Zoe's not level 3. Can't steal it.
We can see Acadian moving in, trying to disable the sword. And I really like the early Oracle.
it's good, especially in 9-7 with Zombie Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's amazing. 2 adaptive force for every ward you take over. Do that 10 times and get 10 extra free adaptive force. Amazing mechanical outplay. 30 adaptive force for free.
You try to look at the bot lane here. TSM, Sven, and Smoothie. Sven is not losing in CS because he has the wave coming in, but they're losing in lane priority. And you can tell that the tempo is on double lift side. He tries to W him, but ends up doubling a minion. Should be fine over here.
He does actually have a chance to engage this Sven. I think he'll off double it early because they don't have that comp connection. But even still, it's very hard. The Braum stop.
He needs flash
The
to.
laner should actually just win.
You can see that he's trying to win over here. He went for a trade earlier, proccing 2 Qs and his auto attack. But Akali is weaker than she is. I mean, it's not Chovy on the Akali, so we don't expect much. But there you go. It's really good damage on Vladimir, but Impact's playing really safe. As Immortal, yeah, as Immortal Object says,
You know, he can sustain up.
hmm Impact is a very consistent player. It's not easy to get through him. A true top
All of the
laner.
players here playing, they're all really good. Everybody here is good. That's why they're where they are. They're pretty good. It's just sometimes somebody has to lose and somebody has to lose and somebody has to die. You know, this is how it is.
Oh, good trades from the Akali.
That guy's playing his heart out, man.
Yeah.
He really wants this win. Unlucky.
I don't think he was at fault for any game.
Yeah. Every game's been fun.
I think the loss will be shared between Acadian and Sven.
Oh yeah.
Xmithy ghosting his bot lane. Sven is trying to push this.
But look at what again, same thing. You see, game 3 that we saw, game 4 that we saw. Look at the vision that Team Liquid has. That's their priority. Just protect it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a really good ward right behind the dragon, just to know. It's just like, well, I know that we're gonna be there, and look at that. Immediately they know that he's going towards there because they kind of saw him just a little bit, so they ping. So immediately, Mr. Poor JJ is like, well, I'm gonna go check out what's going on. I put a ward because I saw him coming. Now they have complete control. Boom, they're safe. They created a nice little line that protects them in bot. So.
Oh, Broken Blade goes for that. Try to shove the wave. One more 5-point strike. Impact's gonna have to burn teleport here one more time. Smithy spotted by a ward, gets pinged immediately. And they're going for the scuttle. A very quiet early game.
I mean, that's just because this is everything on the line.
Yeah.
But you know, we get this. Ooh, first fight. Alright, they're committing.
As we said, the TP advantage. Whose TP is that though? It's Sven's. And this is what I hate about the Zoe. Yes.
Look at that, TSM's on the grind. They're trying so
Which is
hard.
really good for TSM. Ocean Drag. That's Broken will sustain better in the top lane. That's Quad. Sustain better.
So Immortal Object, you were talking about mentality in game 3. Can you tell us what's the mentality in game number 5?
So it's like, so it's pretty difficult because like you have one team that is in a rare sweep, and then you have a team that like lost a lot complete momentum, but they potentially can still win it. You know, it's still anybody's game. Definitely Team Liquid has the advantage because they are the ones that won the last 2 games, and all they have to do is just say, hey, one more time, we just did it. They couldn't close it. It's time to do it. So they definitely have an advantage here for those that are like, oh, look at that, that's a nice trade.
Impact gets nullifying orb and then starts turning around. Yes, but X-Smith is over here. There you go. Uses his ulti. Perfect execution comes in. First blood shadowed by the Rek'Sai. Impact biting more than he could chew. Yeah. Impact could have flashed over there though.
Maybe he wants to use it for something else. He thought he was not going to survive either way.
Or maybe even if he survives, he prioritizes the team fight more than his life right now. Like he could afford to give 400 gold to the Akali, but still, a flash onto ult of 5 people is more important than living once. I think this is his mentality right now. LeBlanc not getting caught over there. Zoning her off from the most predictable pattern. But Jensen is a great player. Not gonna fall for that one. Trying to take blue. TSM starts to take the lead in this case. Even Sven started to take some CS lead.
They have a nice little dragon that lets them just do nice stuff.
A chain of plays gives TSM the lead over here. Tries to hit the wave. And Jensen bans his ult. Which doesn't really matter if he doesn't look to kill the Zoe. We can see Broken Blade again.
Yeah, very good engage here.
Yes. Make sure to kill the Vladimir. And here's the thing that we need to understand that half of the vision that the bot lane has was provided by X-Smithy. Whenever he went into the red side jungle, on TSM's jungle, he really tried to establish wards over there. And that's what you should be looking to do in solo queue, rather than just put wards at really random places. You should try to put wards at the paths of the river, behind red buff. Sven trying to check with his ultimate, doesn't steal the Gromp, and here as you can see he was seen by 2 wards.
Yeah, Smithy was good enough to stop away from that.
Sven leading for the first time.
Yeah, they actually might attempt to dive. Works as an one side. Sven does the back.
Uses his Predator. We can see that Impact started to nullify the Akali a little bit. As long as Akali doesn't have perfect execution, sure, they cannot kill him because of the Vladimir W. Once he gets the wave under his turret, he can sustain. As long as there are minions. So all of this damage that he just got can be just removed and forgiven. TSM trying to find advantages around the map. And Impact is going to recall. Herald will be started over here
Galley rotates for that ult as well. So.
to hold that mid lane. Not only Galio will rotate, you can see the Braum also moving. But does TSM see the Braum? Braum trying to zone out. Splash damage, almost hitting the Liblo. Oh yeah.
Team Liquid doesn't really care. Look at that. Look at what they're doing. They're like, whatever it is. They're just still keep on. They're sticking to their guns. They're sticking to their game plan. They have a lot of priority in protecting bot. And just like TSM is just like, all right, maybe top. Now they're going. They know they're going for that. So it's gonna be a 3v2 on top. They're ahead on the rotation, so they should definitely win this.
Impact obliterating the Rek'Sai. Acadian just. They trade the Herald and some turret plating for 1 kill. Do you think that that was worth it?
I don't know. How many turret platings did they got? Like 3?
4.
Yeah, then it is. Like every turret plating is like what, like
160.
Gold, right? 160. Then
Yes.
160 times 4.
Yes.
How much is
Yeah,
that?
like Brungley got like 70 gold with that too.
So I mean, yeah. So then it's definitely
Yeah, I
worth
think
it.
this sets up Brungley to kill the Tyson.
To be in a better position. Braum uses his unsealed spellbook. Well, his spells really do not matter because he tries to cycle throughout all of his spells since he has unsealed spellbook. So now he gets heal as well for a set amount of time, and the more that he uses, the better because he really just wants to reset unsealed spellbook to get back exhaust or maybe some other spell like cleanse to help him. The second dragon goes to TSM, but it's just a wind dragon or a cloud dragon, which is very unfortunate right now. They have no champions they can make of it. Next one is an ocean dragon, and against this team, and with this team comp for both of them, I mean, for maybe not for TSM since they will have 2, but it's kind of looking like an open dragon instead of an ocean dragon for TL. They kind of do not care about it, except for the Vladimir probably, which will scale infinitely against the Akali. Uses his E, Broken Blade, Impact leaves. He knows that he cannot hold this any longer.
And good timing for a lane switch as well.
I mean, they get the first turret, but then now how do you go on from here? How do you transition this Akali? Oh, Sven's ult gets blocked.
Brom's just gonna do that the whole game.
I mean,
No way that Cartuja is gonna miss that.
it was a very bad ulti from the Sven.
See, again, I think Sven should have done Gap for the first item.
Yeah.
So much better.
Oh.
Pio. Kite him to oblivion.
I mean, if you go for that this itemization, it's better not to go gauntlet at all. Just get Triforce and try to one-shot people because you either want to one-shot people, either you want to be utility. You have to choose. You cannot say, "Oh, I want to one-shot people late game. Oh, and then I want to get utility a bit later too." That just does not do much.
Yeah, Gunblade here was probably. It wasn't a bad choice, but it wasn't the best choice.
I mean, Akali gets denied a little bit just because she has to get Quicksilver Sash. So again, the Skarner is paying off his dividends just by picking its spell.
And here's the thing that I don't understand. You also opted for the Ezreal, but you play for the mid game, but you're not playing around the mid game. Now we reached the mid game. We're level 11 on Akali and level 9 on Sven. If this is mid game, then I don't know where it is. So if you were looking to play like that, why don't you pick an AD carry that scales? And if you want to play for the mid game, why don't you pick Caitlyn when you have a Galio? Or probably Tristana too.
Cool.
Yes.
It's just so see, this is a thing where like probably Team Liquid knows that Like that's probably why they're like, all right, so they're putting super high prio on the S rail. Let's just give him the S rail. They want to play S rail, so let's just give him S rail.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to play S rail, so.
BXN is unaware of what's happening. Jensen repositions himself.
Stack here. I think what Lee Sin does
Oh,
is TSM knows what's
the spiral knows.
yeah, inspired. That's
They only get double left cleanse. That's not a very. And LeBlanc dashes away. Akali dashes in. LeBlanc dashes away. We can see that right now the game started to stagnate and all TSM's gold lead started to nullify. They look malnourished to me. LeBlanc just go back to safety. Zoe one-shots the wave. LeBlanc will one-shot the wave too. Maybe she won't even use ultimate. Her W is back up now. There you go. And this is the thing. Once you give Kaisa a free lane and she gets a gold lead, and there you go. Ezreal, as I said, Ezreal's going for Triforce, but it still looks lacking. It's lackluster. You're not doing much with the Ezreal. You're just playing Ezreal, but you're not doing much. And you don't offer utility, you don't offer damages, you don't go for sieges, you don't go for plays. So why are you playing Ezreal? Just pick up Tristana and scale for the late game. Or maybe pick up Caitlyn and go for sure guaranteed turret platings. Why don't you pick the Varus? There are so many questions around this Ven and around the coaching staff. And the way that they want to play this current matchup.
I mean, they maybe felt this was the best way for them to win, and I mean, just I guess it is the luck of the draw. I guess I don't know. I mean,
So if you're
I don't know.
TSM, what would you look for right now? Would you like to
Yes.
contest this dragon?
Yeah, I'd look for Dragon here.
You
They
have
have
Yeah, you have to because you have one already. For Team Liquid, it's open dragon.
We're gonna be looking for a flank here.
yeah,
Broken Blade
they're
positioning.
all, yeah.
Oh, bubble lands into Vladimir. Nothing happens. Broken Blades pushing the wave bot side. Okay,
Probably need to stay on that. I know he's coming.
there he is.
Ooh.
Misses his E, but that's fine. Then now this is a good position for TSM maybe to go in. X-Smithy is chunked right now. Zoe trying to chunk the dragon too. What is going to happen right now? Jensen misses his combo on the Akali, which is fine in the Battle of the Assassins. And no team is committing on this. Now, here's the thing. Team Liquid doesn't need to commit for this.
They caught him.
Yeah.
Dead.
Broken Blade can escape this.
Oh wow, that is really good.
But this goes
That cost him his
untranslated.
ultimate. And now Team Liquid now can get the free dragon now.
Yeah.
They got what they wanted. The only primary threat is out.
Core JJ again with the Braum shield. Core JJ is not missing it. And there you go. Broken Blade comes with the TP. This is a really good fight. Acadian.
Yeah, they're looking to re-engage this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pat gets popped to the top side. Broken Blade is gonna go in. That's actually a perfect engage for Broken Blade here.
But he does not have his ultimate. Remember that. Acadian didn't go for Jensen. Even though you want to finish this game as fast as possible, you want to get this gold lead. You want to get the gold on Jensen. You're 0-1. You're gonna give less gold. You have a QSS. So you're missing 1300 gold. Well, not missing, but you're kind of forced into buying it. But what else can you do if you keep prolonging the game this way? And so early on in the game, you get quick Silver Sash, meanwhile the enemy team gets to get their items, all because you didn't ban Skana.
Skarner. Amazing mechanical play.
Yeah, quick one button.
You can see that Acadian was not positioned.
Yeah, Acadian went in the back and then kind of.
you either go into the back and go in for an engage, or you either don't and stay for the dragon for the smite battle. So a moment of hesitation over there. Bixen picks up the farm. LeBlanc does the same thing. A slight lead in the mid lane. Apparently that deserves a shutdown. And Impact's just going to shove wave after wave onto his turret. He's just going to pick them up. Sven, a moment of meditation. And then continues. On the Ezreal, it's not a waste, because you can go for Mercurial Scimitar. Besides, you have Kleptomancy, so you have high gold. Oh, Broken Blade. He's really trying so hard to play this game. He's really trying hard to win. Perfect execution is gone. Meanwhile, Jensen is over there. Oh, this is just unfortunate for Broken Blade.
Thing is, Impact has a TP over Broken Blade, so if they do try to go for this Baron plus, they could try to make a pick here. TSM playing 4 on the top side just for this reason. They're getting the many plays in the Baron. TSM wants to stop the TL here from the Baron at all costs.
TSM should strive to get the Baron before Team Liquid does, either by trying to separate them or trying to pick them off. At this point, they're really hard to pick them off. With these champions, only Rek'Sai can get a real pick off. Maybe try to poke them down with the Zoe, but Braum Shield. Core JJ have been really good with his Braum Shield, as you can see. They blocked Core JJ, and there goes Paddlestar with little damage. In such careful movement, both Core JJ avoiding that bubble.
Yeah. I think that dragon, TSM really near that dragon, because, I mean, Elder will be like their win condition here. Oh, next Inferno, that's gonna be a big fight.
It's a close game so far. There's no clear winner.
Yeah, it could go either way, actually.
I mean, yeah, but the problem is that you have like, see, yes and no, because how much money have you already spent as TSM in Quicksilver Sash?
Yes, it translates to the gold that they have.
So it's like, are they really ahead 3,000 gold? Not really. They have to buy that either.
They're only ahead against the Skana. That's the thing. They're only ahead if they just nullify the Skana. But right now you can see the Skana is not going for engages, so you can argue that this is buying them more time, so they can get to their power spikes and fight before Team Liquid get to their power spikes. You can see that there are only 2 items on the Kai'Sa, she needs 1 more. Ezreal has 2 items too, but he can go Mercurial Scimitar, even though it lacks luster, but it can still give him 10% cooldown reduction and the lifesteal. So, some things that he needs to win over in a fight, but not so much. Double lift is back, and there's a TP from Sven. And we need to now to talk about that Sven's mentality. He's really trying to overreach with that Q. You can see that they got it.
You see, they got the damage now, so that's the thing.
Dragon Force be looking good for TSM here.
Impact is over there.
Impact does have TP for this play, but
they're gonna just give it.
TL.
And now things start to look good for TSM. Especially if they can defend this mid turret, which they do. Broken Blade will get the free gold on the map finally. And they will trade top turret for bot turret, but they will get the dragon. And they will trade the turret for Baron Vision. There you go. Disabling all of these wards. Vision play is really important in this game, especially for the control of the objective. TSM now is leading by a formidable margin, nullified by the Quicksilver Sashes, but still.
Still winning. Very hard for TL to get picks onto the map with these Quicksilver Sashes, so the goal of TSM is just to build up the lead a bit more and then
But isn't when you have Quicksilver sashes where you look to find picks on the map, try to go for to overreach and utilize that Quicksilver sash?
I agree, but I mean, I think that TSM here are doing it for safe. They don't want to, this is a game 5 situation. Maybe they're just, maybe they trusted the scam. Maybe that's their goal. That results in the team fights getting the pick off and progressing.
Core JJ activates the Baron with that Q. But here's the thing, like, yes, TSM can get reliable picks. Like, once they stun somebody, once Zoe lands the bubble, you can guarantee somebody out of the fight. Maybe not dead, but eliminated. But here's the thing, you have to use that at some point. You can't farm 30 minutes against a Kai'Sa.
I mean, but see, this is the thing though. This is why I said that like I think Gauntlet was better.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can like, they have the pressure. They can do cool stuff with it, and like.
Yeah, it's very hard for TSM to make any money.
This turret is getting chunked down.
Like if you can proportionate that extra utility for Ericsson, he could like one-shot everybody.
You're right about that.
But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Impact flashes out, flashes the Rek'Sai ultimate.
Predicts the Jensen.
Oh, Jensen here is dead.
They can actually go for a force here.
They can try to force the Baron right now. Jensen's dead, so nobody can deal damage to the backline. And Impact does not have his flash against Smoothie. But Team Liquid are first over there. And they opt to recall. Mm-hmm. You can see that they opted to recall over there. They don't want to play bad with the Kai'Sa. Broken Blade with the Zhonya's. Impact with the ultimate. Flashes over here with the Rek'Sai. Broken Blade does understand where Jensen is. And he has nowhere to go. You can see the face of disappointment when he couldn't. I'll sort out these videos later. You can see that no team has gone for the Baron. You can see that Morph Malmortia is completed on Jensen. So Zoe should be a problem, but maybe not a one-shot. Even though, well, Zoe, let's face it, it probably will be a one-shot, but not when you have Core JJ on your team. Played really well this split.
But like, the thing is that like they can still win this game though, because they have like, I don't know. I mean, there's a greedy build from Sven, but he does a lot of damage as long as he doesn't get caught, and he does have capacity. Like, TSM just needs to go for that dragon. Yep, told you.
And the Infernal Dragon's coming.
Oh, they popped
the Blanc's shield. Oh, there we go. Sven misses the ultimate, but that wouldn't matter. And then Broken Blade goes in the middle of the team comp, tries, rooted. Did he? He didn't execute the ult. And Acadian comes in with a double kill. Sven comes in for one more kill. Galio with the root. LeBlanc in the middle of the team kills Broken Blade, but that's fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
And that's the ace. That's the Infernal Dragon over there. The cooldowns are really long on Team Liquid. I think they can get the mid turret too before resetting, but I think they will just opt out to reset after clearing vision.
Yeah, probably a better idea.
Oh, Sven has something else to say about that. Let's look at the fight again. Removes her Banshee's Spell.
They just have to do this, but see, like this is where like we're not gonna give this, engage. And it's like if TSM would have been doing this way earlier, they could have like been like massively ahead, because that's what they have to do. They just have to keep on going for that, because they're going super greedy with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. And I guess this is where the mentality comes in of, hey, maybe let's just play a little bit safer. Maybe we shouldn't give them this opportunity. And it's only because it's a game 5. Maybe if this was a game 4, TSM would have won it. There you go, see, the team is popping off. People are happy.
Is that Lust Boy? What the fuck?
He still works at TSM though. He's not a player.
You know, he looks so different now.
Hmm?
He looks different with that like side.
Lasbo was always a good Alistar player.
Yeah, I like this one.
Core JJ. Oh. Oh, okay. Bjergsen hunts out double lift. I think TSM's worst period was after Lustboy left, when they had Yellow Star and double lift at the same lane.
Oh yeah, those two players were not compatible.
Yellow Star was not compatible with anyone. They destroyed the turret. Now you can see that TSM has a 6k gold lead. After all these series and sequences of plays, after all of these mistakes, they're still ahead. And you can this time, this gold lead, it doesn't feel artificial. This gold lead is different. We can see them actually winning team fights with this gold lead. We can see them going for objectives, executing them, getting these dragons on the map, getting this free gold on the map in the form of turrets. But they're not utilizing it well.
They have 4 dragons, dude. They just get an elder with this, it's game over, man.
They're not aggressive as they should be, I feel. I feel that when they have 2 Infernal Dragons, they should be taking fights left, right, and center.
Yeah, they should
Yeah,
be forced to.
you gotta remember this though, like at this point in the game, like every fight could be the last fight though, because it's so late in the game and the counters can just like completely swing the tempo of the game completely around. So they have to like they just wanted that Infernal to be like, all right, we're not gonna give this up, we're gonna go for it, and you know like. I mean, it's okay to be conservative, because like you have to. It's like if you make a mistake and you know you're nervous, you lost the last 2 games, you know, again mentality coming over, like yeah, maybe
Yes.
it's not a oh my god Jensen.
Jensen's forced to use his ultimate to get out of here. Or not, they actually waited his W out. That's a 6 seconds cooldown that they waited. They waited 6 seconds over there.
You see that you don't know if like he's just trolling you and there's somebody else there, because you have to be super conservative. There's nobody there, but you have to be conservative. You don't have a choice.
You don't want to take the risk.
Yeah, you can't.
Of course.
You know that's like it's game 5. This is the championship that you're like playing. You're playing like this is you win or they win. If you make a big mistake here, you can like have open inhibitor that leads into a Baron, that leads into you just don't feel like, all right, we're doing good with this. Let's just look for the
Well,
next
we're
big
talking
play.
about being conservative. This is Sven getting caught trading auto attacks with the TLX Smithy, and we were just talking about being conservative.
Yeah,
And this is
that actually gave
Baron.
him Baron.
Broken Blade really is not happy. Impact is pulling. Impact has Zanya's. This is Baron. He has TP going there. Broken Blade, no TP.
Yeah, and then the team falls apart in this team fight. There's nothing they can do.
And there you go. This is Team Liquid's ticket back into this game. They could have closed it out safely, but then Sven decided to
Yeah,
Arcane
you know what?
Shift.
That's a very iffy play from Sven.
Yeah, he decided to Arcane
Both
Shift
games
into him.
he had to clear those.
Ah,
He's
Acadian
trying to go for
dies.
he's trying to go for a big moment, you know. He's just trying to go for a wow moment because he feels he needs it.
Well, this is not going to be forgotten. Definitely, this is if he wanted to look for a big moment, this is the biggest moment that he got.
Yeah, let's
Very
be. Yeah.
lucky. Poor guy. I know he probably wanted to win.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants to win on this team, but there are ways that you can establish a victory. Sven trying to zone away Acadian. Acadian goes in regardless. I mean, you have no other choice. Tons of
Yeah, he has
CC
to go for
come.
the smite steal.
Yes. It's not a
Has to try.
50-50 though.
Yeah, Sven is kind of shaking.
Sven chokes.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Sven is
maybe
choking.
just that, like, I don't know. Maybe he felt he got it because he had so much damage and he could have gotten it, but you know he miscalculated the damage.
But he
It
only
happens to
dealt
you, right?
50% of Xmidi's HP. He didn't do much. And even if, is it worth it to potentially risk dying for it? We didn't go on the Jensen, we didn't go on Jensen, we go on Xmithy. Although he's tankier and he's
He
scarier.
had a gauntlet.
Well, I mean, you could
Exactly. The gauntlet, man. I'm telling you. Broken mechanic. Perma slow.
And the dance around the Elder Dragon. TSM really needs this dragon. They cannot give it up. They have to wait for Team Liquid to start it though. They have to get this. The bubble is gone. Elder Dragon starts shooting at the members of Team Liquid,
Yeah, Broken Blade needs to get this mid pressure as well.
but it's really difficult to get this mid pressure when you have
Yeah,
a Vladimir with the Baron buff.
Yeah, with Baron buff.
Acadian is choked by Jensen.
Because Acadian gets chunked, this Elder Dragon is actually
A bit difficult to have right now. And again, Sven. How
Acadian
very
actually has the
unfortunate.
burn smite, to heal himself up.
Yes.
And, team goes in here. Very hard for them to do anything.
Perfect execution on Akali is gone. Broken Blade. And he goes in. Vladimir's returns.
Okay, with the counter engage.
Smoothie with the worst ultimate of the century. They're going back on the dragon. They're healing up very fast thanks to that ocean dragon. Both teams have the same amount of healing from the ocean dragon or regen. He
So
picks
that
up the...
redemption, so
They can stay out in this fight. He has all smite as well.
just backs and he's looking at TP. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
TP goes in.
TP goes in, and they have double smite on the members of TSM. You can see that Team Liquid is zoned in that entrance of blast coning into the fight. Look at the. I think Sven was out of position. He could have arcane shifted back into his team instead of being out. He could have like thrown an extra Q, maybe an extra WQ. I don't know about that.
So this is a good. Oh yeah, this is a good position for TSM to start this.
Except that
It's going back and forth.
it's going back and forth. They don't want to. They don't want to take any risks right now. This is the last fight.
Be aware of the spire.
Yes, realistically, this is the last fight because if any team gets
any
that,
fight after this is just
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
Smoothly dies. Akali tries to do something. The fight of the assassins loses. Sven picks up Smithy, which is fine. Bjergsen
way out of position here.
gets three spells. Look at Sven. E into Vladimir Leblanc. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
He's trying, dude. He's just trying so hard to win, and you know, what I mean, like that's what happens when, like, you know, mentality. We talked about that. That's what happens. You feel pressure into thinking you have to go in, and you know that's. I mean, it happens.
But to try that hard, and that's just you giving the enemy team everything they wanted. He could have continued that dance for one more time. He was healing from Bjergsen's heal. Bjergsen Zoe can poke them 3 more times before LeBlanc can even react to it.
Yeah, and notice how Bjergsen still has a stopwatch up. They could have actually stalled out that fight a bit more.
They could have waited a lot more on that, but I think he really started to choke.
He really, he wanted to.
I mean, Bjergsen has to be careful because he's the one who can do like the most damage.
Initially, yes. And there goes Akali, tries to go on damage, and all of the members cannot assassinate him. Loses the battle of the assassins. Acadian is still alive.
Sven should know that there's
He does know. He knows who's in there. He just decides to take the challenge. And you can see Team Liquid are really happy about that. They're really happy that Sven was just TSM.
Oh my god, why did Sven do that? Oh, he's trolling. Oh, Greg is like.
You can see the faces of disappointment on that because really there's no excuse on that. I think that once Sven was caught by the Skana from there, his performance really started to dwindle. You can see that he dealt the most damage. He's a really good player, but maybe not at that moment. It's always TSM having the members who choke, for example, Sven Skaren.
Oh yeah, Sven choked. I mean, this was because of his lack of skill with rings, but
Yeah. Smithy.
I mean, at this point, like TSM's probably lost. I mean, if Baron's up, if they can't win this fight, then the game's over.
You can see that.
The game, if they lose this, they actually don't even need to get Baron. They can just like run it down mid.
Yeah. TSM need to wait this out. They need to wait this one out.
Yeah, they honestly do. They need to wait out the Baron or the Dragon, and then try to force the Baron.
But now a fight gets forced right there.
No flash, so you just can't get engaged. Bjergsen saving the redemption once again.
And then Coach JJ stops. stopping everything from happening. Now here's the thing. Now TSM still can win fights. They still have really good champions. Maybe they do not straight up just win, but they have it nonetheless. Galio goes for the W. Now he doesn't have the damage reduction. So why do you even bother walking forward? You can't
Yeah,
handle
he
it.
makes a very bad like gauger.
Like you just use your W, you don't have the passive, so why are you doing it? Okay, Broken Blade uses his QSS start stop.
Houston actually dies over the wall.
The Kaisa Q followed him.
It's looking pretty hard for TSM to even win.
Broken Blade tries to stop the minions. Sven.
Gauntlet. Imagine a gauntlet there.
Imagine a gauntlet there. Imagine if you slowed everyone for your Zoe to land skill shots.
Yeah, that's why. Like he's trying to carry, but you don't need to be trying to carry. You need to like make it to where Bjergsen can just like. And that's why Bjergsen is playing so conservative, because he knows if he dies, it's over. So he has to do it. And I mean, everybody gets like you get to a point of pressure where you just like we're human beings. Like we're gonna make mistakes. Like it's not that Sven played bad. It's just his itemization was incorrect, and like his comfort pick, he's really good on that one. But if he had like a more conservative item instead of going for like straight damage, it could have like just like empower his team to
Carry the game.
carry the game more. But you know, I mean, it's a learning experience.
Smoothie, knowing that he fucked up that play.
He knows that he shouldn't go there without the W. You can see the Baron
He's
power
trying,
play.
man. He's trying
He's
so
like,
hard.
oh shit, unlucky. Yeah.
Kaisa with infinite sustain right now. And 450 CS. You can see more from Multius on both sides. They're really scared of the double AP comps.
Almost perfect CS actually.
Yeah, all this time that he's been playing still maintains perfect CS. That's respectable.
Yeah, playing Kaiser's full though. I mean, like, no way they win or they lose.
And they go for the Poseidon for the trident on all three lanes. Baron minions
One, very spreading out the Baron.
at 45 minutes. Yeah.
Has to engage here.
They-
Red Blade probably needs to look for a flank. So or with his
They either engage or lose, and now it looks too late to engage, and it's also too late to lose since you've been so close, and now it's all breaking down. The TP comes from someone from Broken Blade, tries to engage this, and what will happen after that?
engages double lift and then does manage to get the thing up in time.
But
look at the team. No.
all of them are flocking over double lift, protecting him. This is what they wanted. Jensen goes for the chains, kills the Galio. Broken Blade is dead. Only Sven remains. That's an early QSS, but it does not matter. You shall die today, Sven.
What a perfect, perfect ending, I guess.
Yes, and that's